glad you are back with us for Basketball Homecoming presented by Luna, the Langston University National Alumni Association. Basketball Homecoming brings together recent graduates, seasoned alumni, students, and supporters to celebrate Langston pride, athletic excellence, and shared history. It is a moment to reconnect, reflect, and reinvest in the institution that helped shape who you are. Langston University National Alumni Association, otherwise known as LUNA, proudly supports Langston University athletics by ensuring alumni remain visible, engaged, and connected during one of the most meaningful moments of the academic year. Today, the regular season crown is on the line. A championship is in your grasp as two nationally ranked teams go head-to-head. Number 6, the Nelson University faces number 8, Langston University, in one of the most highly anticipated regular season games in this finale in recent memory. Thank you for joining us this afternoon on PPBC TV. Langston has won 3 straight games. Langston is 22-5 overall, 17-4 in conference, and undefeated at home this season. Thursday night, they blew out Texas Wesleyan by 23 points, winning by the score of 74-51. Now, 3 Lions had a monster game. You had one from Orlando Thomas, who had 21 points and 7 rebounds. Then you had Trey Clark, who had 21 points and 6 rebounds. And then Antonio Lewis had 13 points and 6 rebounds. Now, the Lions were relentless, and they just kept coming after Texas Wesleyan. Now, the Lions have been known constantly for Chris Wright's vintage defense. But this game was about efficiency on the offensive end. That's one of the best offensive games they've had all year. It's exactly what you want if you're a Langston fan. Why is that? Your team playing their best ball at the end of the season and a chance to make a statement nationally, claim your part of the regular season crown against a top 10 ranked opponent here at your house. Look for that this afternoon. Now, Nelson University has been atop the Sooner Athletic Conference standings all year long. They are 23-4, 18-3 in conference, and the only team in conference undefeated on the road, 10-0. Thursday night, they extended their win streak to 6 games with a buzzer-beating corner three-point shot by Martha Clark to beat Central Christian 85-82. Beautiful shot by Clark. Fade away from the corner. It was beautiful. Nelson is truly one of the best scoring teams in the nation. Truly. They firmly believe that the Sooner Athletic Conference, in Nelson's mind, is already theirs. But know this, Nelson has lost 4 straight against Langston University. And if you really want to be honest about it, no champion will be crowned until you take down Langston. Something's got to give today. Undefeated on the road meets undefeated at home. What more do I need to say? Welcome to Langston Pregame. I'm Maurice Prince, and I'll be joined shortly, of course, by the one and only Jay Swick. But we're here for an exciting game today. Sponsored by Luna, also sponsored by LU Athletics, MJ Bail Bonds, Blue Sky Bank, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, Guiding Right, and Tinker Federal Credit Union. A little bit earlier, Swick had an opportunity to talk pregame with head coach Chris Wright to see what was on his mind, and here was his thoughts as his team gets ready for a game to play today.
Langston University coach, all of the games that you've had this entire season has led you to today, your home floor. Nelson University, the number 1 scoring team in the Sooner Athletic Conference, against your Langston Lions, the number 1 defense in the Sooner Athletic Conference. Everything's on the line tonight. Talk about the vibe in the locker room. Is your team ready to compete and win a conference championship today?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, right, it really is just, it's another game. A lot rides on it, but, we've been playing meaningful games to win a conference championship our last 8. So we kind of dug ourselves a little bit of a hole early and then played well down the stretch. And so, yeah, I think these guys are ready to go today.
Now, this Nelson team, you're very familiar with them. You beat them earlier in this season as well. What's the key to stopping them from scoring more points than you? I know they've got a really good transition offense. They get up and down the floor. How do you combat that?
Yeah, obviously they average 88 points a game and a little over that. And so we really have to control the pace, right? Make them play at our pace, make it a half-court game. Obviously they're going to try to do things to not allow us to do that. And so, that's really where it starts. In our first meeting, I think we won 77-71, but 41 of their points came off either transition points or direct drives. So we got to get back in transition, and we got to guard the ball one-on-one.
One of their players is Micah Clark. I mean, he's averaging over 23.7 points. I know you're going to be matching up him with different players, but I'm thinking Omar Henry needs to have a big night. How do you kind of defend against Micah Clark, one of their better players?
So, we're going to throw different bodies at him. He averages, a little over 19 shots a game. And so we know, right, if he's making or missing, he's going to get a lot of shots up. So we got to do a good job of making it difficult on him. And he's a great player. He's going to find a way to score. And then the flip side of that, I think we really have to attack him on the defensive end, right? Really make him guard and use energy down there, not let him off the hook on that end.
Well, now let me flip that. What do you anticipate them doing defensively to combat some of the talented players on your teams like Orlando Thomas, like Trey Clark, who each had over 20 points the other day? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, they like to switch a lot of stuff off the ball, and, especially Micah Clark, they like to keep him within 15 feet as much as they can. And so, we want to do some things to make it difficult, to make him, have to guard some quicker guys on the perimeter, make him chase a few guys around. And, obviously, if we can get him in foul trouble early on, that's a big plus for us.
Well, and luckily for your Langston Lions, we got a packed house today. I mean, we put out the Lion signal, and everybody has responded. So you're going to have the home court advantage. In understanding the gravity of the situation, I mean, you are one game away from getting another conference championship ring, third in 4 years. Does your players realize that, and what is the mentality that they have, and also just the mood in the locker room leading up to the game? Because I'm nervous. I can't even imagine what your team is going through.
Yeah, and I think they do. But, we've talked about it. Like, this is not – and Nelson's a really good team, but this isn't going to be the biggest game that we play in this year, right? It's got a national tournament type feel to it. But, again, at the end of the day, it's another game. We have to do, right, what we do at a high level. And if we do that, right, we think we have a good chance to be successful. If we don't and we let Nelson dictate the pace and the flow of the game and we don't guard the ball and they live in the paint, it could be a long night for us.
All right, last question. It is senior day, and you've just introduced and honored your senior class. What has it been like coaching some of these seniors this year?
And so Cam McCoy is the second year with us. It's been awesome to see how Cam's grown in his 2 years. And he's really been an important piece for us down the stretch. Antonio Lewis, Orlando Thomas, those guys have been awesome all year long. Orlando has probably been our most consistent guy this year. It's been really cool to see how he's grown and the success he's having. And then when you look at Antonio Lewis, a guy that's been banged up all year, but is playing at a high level right now. I think he's due for a big game today. And Jay Wilson, Jay's one of the rare guys around the country that you can throw it into on the block and he can just go get you a bucket. And so, yeah, we're going to miss all four of these seniors, all four really good people, just great teammates, and they've been awesome to coach.
Chris Wright, head coach, Langston University Lions. Good luck today, Coach.
Hey, thank you, Jay Swick. Appreciate you.
All right, Jay Swick is now joining the conversation. Now, Swick, when we start talking about this team, when we start looking at Langston overall, you're talking about Langston leads this series. Well, Nelson actually leads the series 14-12, but in this particular streak right here, Langston has won 4 in a row. So before a champion is crowned today, Nelson has to do something that they have not done in 4 separate attempts, and that's beat Langston here. Why has Langston been so tough here under Chris Wright?
Well, it's the culture that he's created since day one of stepping on campus. In year 4, he's trying to win a conference championship 3 out of 4 years if they win today. They're so good at home. They have a deep appreciation of playing in this venue at CF Gales Fieldhouse. Chris Wright is 61-2 at home, and all he's worried about is being 62-2. So you got to take care of business today. But Nelson's a really good basketball team. They're winners of 6 in a row. They're 10-0 on the road. They are the definition of road warriors. One player that really sticks out to me, and I talked about it with Chris Wright, was Micah Clark. Thank you very much. He's averaging over 23 points a game. He's really good at rebounds. Now, the last time they played Langston, he only had 10. So I liked what they did to him the first time around, which was way back in November. And we know every team evolves. No team is the same in November as they are in late February. But you also got to look out for Jesse Eweezy, who is 44% from 3, but he doesn't shoot as many threes as J.J. Bowling. Bowling is 44.1% from 3, and he's hit 67 of them this year. He is kind of like that player for them that Scalise is for the women's team. So you got to be on the lookout for J.J. Bowling, and I'm really looking at Omar Henry today to step up and be a big-time player going against Micah Clark and Jesse Eweezy, who are 6'9" and 6'7". So Omar Henry, I really hope that he can stay out of foul trouble because his presence alone means something. But this Nelson team gets up and down the floor in transition. They score 88 points a game on average. When you play LU, teams typically score less than 60. So,
and you have that because in this particular case, in this series, Nelson only this is the slimmest margin in terms of matchup. Not to cut you off, Langston averages 74.5, Nelson averages 74.1. So in this series head-to-head, yes, they're not playing at their average, but in this series, there's always a little bit of extra in that category.
Well, and that's just the most interesting thing when you look at the numbers and what this team's been able to do. Both teams have been able to do. I mean, Nelson averages 28 more points per game than Langston allows. Something's got to give today. And then you look at Chris Wright's home record. Boy, this is a beautiful beautiful matchup on paper. I was in the locker room earlier talking with Chris Wright. There's an energy in the locker room. It was quiet. They are focused. And they're ready to compete and earn another conference championship. They know what's at stake, and it's going to have to take ultimate effort, ultimate sacrifice, accountability, and ultimately execution of the game plan.
Now, one thing I want to point out, Micah Clark on this season, he had an off game against Langston the last time we met. In fact, how about this? Micah Clark only has 4 games this year where he scored 10 points or less. So this man is what Langston fans would remember as Anthony Roy. When you were sitting there talking about a scoring machine, he just oozes offense. Let's turn it over to public address announcer Joshua Busby.
University student Darnell Parker.
Excellent rendition. It's time for the starting lineups.
Let's meet the visitors from Nelson University. 5'9" guard, number 2, Traylon Green. 6'6" forward, number 5, J.J. Boylan. 6'9" forward, number 11, Jesse Owize. 6'1" guard, number 23, Xavier Butler. The 6'7" forward, number 0, Micah Clark. Head coach of the Lions from Nelson is Delton Dill. Assistant coach, Emmanuel Adoye. Assistant coach, Darian Havis. James Sutherland. Noah Boweling. Jacob Owen. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Langston University Lions. 6'2" guard from Chicago, Illinois, number 0, Orlando Thomas. 6'2" guard from New Orleans, Louisiana, number 3, Antonio Lewis. 6'6" guard from Toronto, Canada, number 11, Trey Clark. 6'1" guard from Little Rock, Arkansas, number 13, Robert Alexander. The 6'7" forward from St. Louis, Missouri, number 23, Omar Henry. Head coach of the Lions is Chris Wright. Associate head coach, Kevin Gerber. John Warner.
So, Swick, you want to go ahead and confirm the starting lineups for us?
Yeah, for Nelson University's number 0, Micah Clark. Number 2, Traylon Green. Number 5, J.J. Boling. Number 11, Jesse Owize. Number 23, Ozavion Buford. For the Langston Lions basketball team, starters are number 0, Orlando Thomas. Number 3, Antonio Lewis. Number 11, Trey Clark. Number 13, Robert Deuce Alexander. And number 23, Omar Henry.
Those are your starters this afternoon. This is that game that we talked about on Thursday when you said the impossible versus the unstoppable force, and we'll have to see which one of those becomes victorious today when it's all said and done. But number one, identification. Once the Lady Lions learned to identify where Scalise was, it was able to make the game easier for everybody else to play defense. And in this particular case, understand Micah Clark is going to get his. The question is, can you keep a J.J. Boyling, to me, who is going to be a factor in this game, off and not being able to find open shots? J.J. Boyling, for all intents and purposes, is number 1 shooter of three-point shots in the Sooner Athletic Conference.
Yeah, he's efficient. He is deadly beyond the arc. You've got to keep an eye on him.
Omar Henry now has the ball, going to give it up to Deuce. No, he's not. Omar's going to keep it. Gets it to Trey Clark on the box. Trey Clark goes to work inside, turns, fires in the lane. He misses it. Put back is good. Trey Clark, good things happen when Trey Clark's effective.
And he did it on Micah Clark. No relation, but, I mean, Micah Clark is their best player. He just took him to the cleaners on that possession.
Ball knocked loose. Good job. Trey Clark got in the pocket of Micah Clark, trying to chase him down and knocks that ball loose.
And Trey Clark has so much responsibility today. Him and Omar Henry have to get the rebounds. They have to get those second chance points. They have to pressure them in the paint. Their 2 best players are post players outside of Boling. So those guys have a lot of responsibility to do.
Yeah, and
today.
Micah Clark is number 7 in the sack in terms of total rebounding as well. So, in other words, he's a dual threat. So when you say Omar Henry, so the fans understand, that's why Swick's pointing it out. They have to control the boards.
Yeah, Micah Clark averages 23.7 points a game on average.
One of the top scorers in the nation, number 1 in the sack.
20+ in a game, you're balling. To average over that is impressive.
Air ball shot there by number 23, Ozavion Buford on that one. So the Lions now have the early momentum right now to go with 1 foul. No, 1 team foul. They're doing the weave right there at the Lion logo. Alexander's looking for space. Ball stolen there by Micah Clark. Flew in there. Micah pulls up, shot, misses that one. Or did it fall?
No,
it did not fall.
It did not fall.
Omar Henry got the rebound right there. 18:50 to go before the end of the first half of this one. Ball nearly knocked loose. Alexander maintains to get possession of it. Needs some help. Trey Clark comes and helps him out. Double teamed right there at the top. Going to swing it to the corner. Antonio Lewis for 3. Shot no good. Trey Clark with the rebound. Put back is good.
Yeah, Trey Clark cleaning up the mess there, cleaning up the defense play there made by Nelson. He's just doing everything to help his team win right now.
Good things happen as Micah Clark rolls to the basket on a nice inlet pass there by Trenlin Green, and they get on the board.
Yeah,
but good things happen, Swick, when Trey Clark scores and is aggressive for this team. He opened up with the first 4 against Texas Wesleyan on Thursday. He's doing the same thing this afternoon.
Yeah, and he scored 20-plus in that game, too. If he could do that again, put him in a really good chance to win.
Back up top to Trey Clark. Trey Clark back rimmed that last one there, and that one should have hit the scoreboard, and it is. It's going to be Nelson Ball. And Trey Clark was getting up shots when I got to the gym today, tried to set up for us for the broadcast. He was out here, doing weaves, step backs. He was trying to get the range for that shot. He just looked really confident in shoot around this morning.
Yeah, this whole team is dialed in. They understand the gravity of the situation, and they are desperately want to win.
TJ Cave has checked in as well. And it probably provided some locker room as nice job going to the lane there goes Owize.
Yeah, and he beat Omar on that play. And there's going to be some plays that they win. There's going to be some plays that Omar wins. It's who can make the most plays at the end of the game.
TJ Cave, who's in the game now being guarded by Green, gets the ball over to Antonio Lewis. All tied up at 4 right now. Ball to Henry at the elbow. Henry swings it back out to Cave with 11 seconds on the clock. Cave weaves in the lane, dives to the basket, shot off the glass, no good, but it goes to the free throw line shooting too. How much, and Swick, we're the right ones to talk about this subject because if you ask anybody at Langston, they can't officially tell us what they want because we're not affiliated with the university, so to speak. But from this particular standpoint, how much motivation was it for Nelson to go ahead and put that banner up?
That was a questionable move from my perspective. And honestly, I think they're just trying to create any kind of positive publicity as possible.
Well, it also to that, because to me it has a reverse effect. If you do that too early, it shows you tend to motivate the other team a little bit in that.
Well, and
we'll
I think
see.
it has.
And,
I think it has.
And we'll find out as the truth will come out in this game as we set to work here. Trenlin Green moves the ball around the top of the circle here, moving the ball up to the left wing.
And the winner of this game is going to have the number 1 seed in the Sooner Athletic Conference. So, you can put up whatever kind of banners you want. We'll find out who the number 1 seed is.
All right, going to work. Deep three-point shot there by Micah Clark is no good as Jaden Williams is now checked in the game to go along with Jay Wilson, to go with TJ Cave, Orlando Thomas, and, of course, Trey Clark that's on the floor right now. Trey Clark has it on the box going against Micah Clark. Trey backs it in.
He got some backside help, and it worked.
And nice steal on the play by Green. Green's going to throw it to the left wing. Shot up, and the three-point shot reigns true by Ozavion Buford.
And so that kind of plays into what Nelson does very well this whole season. Create turnovers, turn it into transition offense. It's what they're really good at. You've got to stop and limit those turnovers to keep giving fuel to their fire.
TJ Cave over to Orlando Thomas. Thomas at the elbow, backs it up, resets. Man-to-man defense. Nelson College will play that as Jaden Williams fires a 3. Back of the rim, shot no good that time. 16:01 to go. Now going to work right now. So going to work. Chris Benson running up into the booth here. It's nice to see him. Congratulations, Coach.
He's in a good mood.
So going to work right now. Ball working around right now.
Good for him and good for his Lady Lions of Langston University.
Coming across the timeline right now goes Green. Green is going to be ripped that time by TJ Cave, who goes with a hop step to the basket. Couldn't get that one to fall, but he goes back to the free throw line. Second team foul called against Nelson.
You can create turnovers too. They can do that too and then turn it into transition offense. That plays into their game as well. It's a battle of wills out here today on this wonderful Saturday. And Lions versus Lions for the SAC championship. I love it. I mean, it's going to be like this the whole game.
Exactly, and it's going to be something to enjoy as TJ Cave sits at the free throw line and fires, misses that free throw, and that's why free throws will be huge in this game as well. Both teams want to get out and run off their defense. I think the stat of the game is going to be to watch on this one is going to be points off turnovers and rebounds. Those are the two stats that really, when we say it all said and done, will be the stat that pretty much determines the winner. Cave goes 1 of 2 at the free throw line. He now is officially got 3 points in the afternoon, but the game's all tied up at 7, and Nelson's going to throw the ball away that time. Turnover, Langston Lyon ball.
Capitalize. Let it go. I mean, you want be glad you got them to make that mistake, but it don't mean nothing if you don't. I got to hit him in the face with the elbow.
So T.J. Cave's going to be called for the offensive foul
and
that time.
that's what I'm saying. It's so important that you have a short-term memory, whether it's a good play that you just had or a bad play. It's, okay, you've got to shift your focus to the next possession. There will be plenty of time for reminiscing and looking back on different things at the end of the game. But during the game, you've got to execute.
Pass inside. Uwize goes inside. Shot off the glass, no good. Rebound, Jay Wilson.
Well, and Jaden Williams with the defensive pressure, I don't think he's as strong or as tall as Uwize, but he did what he could, and it worked.
Antonio Lewis on the left wing going to get it down to Jay Wilson. Jay Wilson up fake against Uwize. He spin moves inside, off the glass, shot no good. Nice rebound there by Micah Clark.
I mean, at least you're getting those kinds of shot opportunities, right? That you're in the right spot.
And trailing around the defense, almost lost his footing there from the outside in.
Usually that's
ball in the hands of Clark. He fires a three, shot no good by Lewis. He ends up with it.
Yeah, usually when you see the ball carrier sliding feet, that usually ends up being a travel call. There was none on that one. But Langston comes up with the rebound. Now it's back on offense.
14:43 to go in the first half of this one. Driving to the lane goes Antonio Lewis. Couldn't get it to fall. Jay Lewis battling, and somehow you have Jesse Uwize again coming up with the rebound. They're going to throw it inside to Michael Clark, and Clark inside can't get it to score. And that time Jay Wilson comes up with the rebound.
They didn't give him the timeout. I don't know why. He was right in front of him, but turns out to be okay because they stopped him from scoring and got the ball back.
So T.J. Cave gets it back in the hands of Jay Wilson on the block.
Jay Wilson had 10 points against Nelson
and
last time they played in November.
So foul to be called. Chris Wright still not too happy about the timeout, and he's sitting there going, he's calling the timeout, and he's telling the official about it because this is a moment where he wants it there, and really trying to get a clarification on what was going on there. So let's talk about who Luna is. Langston University National Alumni Association is otherwise known as Luna, dedicated to strengthening the alumni engagement, supporting student success, and preserving the proud legacy of Langston University. From scholarships to mentorships to alumni programs and advocacy, Luna ensures that Langston's legacy continues to thrive well beyond the classroom. That's who Luna is, and they are the sponsor of basketball homecoming. Coming up at the end of the first half here, seniors will be recognized at halftime for the women's basketball team. We saw it happen for the men earlier, but now you're going to get a very jovial. I bet you'll see nothing but teeth from Chris Vincent on every senior.
He's got a great smile, right? And he wants to have something to smile about. So that's what this game currently is about. And also, after the game, the Lady Lions of Langston University is going to cut down the nets. They're hoping they're joined by the Lions of Chris Wright's team. So
now
there's going to be some nets cut down after the game. Is it going to be both men's and women's team or just one?
We'll find out. Now, that being said, here is what's at stake today for the men. If Nelson wins, they are the outright champion and the #1 seed in the SAC tournament. If Langston wins, they would share the champion and would be the #1 seed due to the head-to-head record, of course, over Nelson in the Sooner Athletic Conference tournament. There's a lot of questions on the metrics on how this is formulated, but one thing is for sure. If you want the respect as the champion, you've got to beat Langston here, and they've got to do that to achieve that goal.
Right.
And back to live action now. Going to throw it in. Omar Henry now is going to get it back to T.J. Cave. He's being guarded up top.
Let me say this, and I'll shut up, but you have the same record in conference, and you've beaten the other team you're tied with twice in a row. You should have that go-ahead. You won the tie record.
Antonio Lewis knocks down a three, not to cut you off, but repeat that last line one more time. You said if you win it.
Well, if you finish the season tied with somebody, the same conference record, but you've beaten that team twice in the season, I think that team that beat the other team twice in the season should have the go-ahead. They win the tiebreaker outright. That's the way I look at it.
Micah Clark answers that three by Antonio Lewis, and we're all tied up, back up at 10, 13:26 to go. Going across the top now, TJ Cave. From the elbow, ball's going to be knocked loose there, and there's probably going to be a foul called there as he ended up fouling Iwize right there at the elbow.
I see it so often is where a player makes a quick mistake and has a turnover and then follows it up with a quick foul.
And that's something you should not do. You compound the mistake with another mistake.
Yeah, you make it worse.
So Jaden Williams now checks back in the game to go along with Trey Clark, Omar Henry. Dukes Alexander's back in the game. Going to throw the ball over. Clark now has it on the right wing. He's going to hand off now to newly checked into the game to Breon Williams.
Great job by Trey Clark. Getting after it on the block, defensive force in the paint, making it tough. I love it. It's helping his team.
So both teams trying to find some traction offensively. That time Trey Clark wasn't able to hand on to the ball. They're going to say it was knocked out of his hands and it will be Langston ball.
Yeah.
So 12:53 to go here.
These little little mistakes here and there, I think they add up over time. And in a game like this, it's going to come down to, to something like that, to just 2 or 3 possessions.
Going to work. Ball on the elbow. Antonio Lewis throws it back to Thomas, who has yet to score in this game. But Thomas is going downhill, tries to throw it. Nice telegraph there and steal and deflection by Iwize.
Yeah, and that's an obvious tactic by Nelson, is to try and limit Langston's best scorer, and Orlando Thomas is really good at scoring, so they're trying to limit his opportunities and force a turnover there by LU defense. Another good defensive possession.
Clark throws it out of bounds, so it looked like an incomplete pass there. But what they're really doing is they're staying disciplined on that first level. During the girls' game, one of the plays that was easily exposed several times by Ariana Hunter and amongst others were penetrating underneath the free throw line and then that backdoor cut in the roll to the basket. If you stay home, you prevent that easy passing lane as Omar Henry muscles his way into the lane, gets the rebound, put back opportunity, and he's going to be fouled and go to the free throw line shooting two. What Nelson right now is stacking the box is what they call it. Basically, as soon as you penetrate, we're sitting here and staying home and getting our hands up, stopping the dump down and forcing you to re-rotate the ball. The Lions are going to have to do that.
Omar Henry realizes it's tough, and so he's not giving up on the play even though he was missing the shot. That extra effort got him the rebound. He was able to go up and get the foul, and now he's got 2 shots at the line.
Henry knocks down that free throw, and that gives the Lions a 1-point advantage right now. The Lions shooting 3 of 11 in the game right now for their 10-point shooting, 27% in the game, 1 of 4 from deep, 25%, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. See if Henry can knock another one down and get it to 80.
I don't really anticipate any good numbers shooting here. Every basket is going to be really tough to get.
Michael Clark tracks down the miss there by Omar Henry. Going to throw it cross court in the hands of J.J. Boyling. Got to keep an eye on him. He can lace them up quickly. Ball back in the hands now of Abraham Hicks. Hicks being guarded by Deuce. They get the ball back in the hands of Boyling. Boyling behind the back dribble. Screen.
Good switch.
And that time they're going to catch someone. Did they shuffle his feet or did they call a foul on Antonio Lewis?
That's Antonio Lewis, who was doing a great job, and then, he got hit with the screen and got a little bit of a mismatch there, but they called the foul on Lewis. Jaden Williams going to come in the game for him.
So Antonio Lewis steps out of the game for a breather. They're going to get the ball back in the game to Hicks. Hicks dribbling with 16 seconds on the shot clock. Hicks backpedaling. Switch. Omar Henry now on him. Trey Clark on Micah Clark. Trying to throw the ball down low. Double team on the box. Nearly stolen. Stolen by Deuce. Deuce is going to throw the ball ahead to Orlando Thomas. Walk up. 3-point shot. In and out. It does not fall. Nice rebound again by Iwize.
Sorry, and I like the shot selection. It just didn't fall. Keep doing what you're doing. The shots are going to come.
1-point advantage. 11:18 to go in the first half. Ball back in the hands of Hicks, standing on the logo for Nelson. Omar Henry covering him.
Yeah,
Alexander back on top. Trey Clark stepping out on Micah Clark. He goes with the Euro inside, but no one covers Iwize, who finds it, gets a putback opportunity, and that's not Iwize. That is Ferlin Joseph with the basket there. I apologize for that.
That was an impressive play for him. I thought Langston was going to get a stop there.
So I apologize. That was Ferlin Joseph on that play with the basket. Great effort. Orlando Thomas going to the cup. Could not get that one to fall. Hicks ends up with the rebound. Nelson up by 1. They fire it ahead. J.J. Boylan tries to tack it down, and somehow, some way, into the lane and scoring the basket goes Breon Williams, and now it's a 3-point advantage.
I don't want to say that's luck, but, there's a little bit of luck with that to be able to sling that in.
If J.J. Boylan doesn't get on his horse and hustle, that play does not exist.
Right.
14-11. Alexander.
Illegal screen.
And they're going to call a screen up top against Trey Clark.
Yep.
Team foul number 5. Substitution. Micah Clark comes out of the game. Now into the game, Noah Yonkers in the game.
Coach Wright is calling a timeout. It's the right move. You got to reconvene, regroup, refocus. Things were getting a little sloppy there on the defensive end, and then obviously on the offensive end. So you need to tell your team, let's calm down, let's refocus, take a breath, take a swig of water, and let's get back at it here in 20 seconds.
All right. Hey, if you're watching this game live on PPBC TV right now, I want to ask you and invite you to go ahead and scan that QR code you see on the screen right now and join Luna instantly and stay connected to Langston alumni nationwide. So all you got to do on that is scan that QR code. So visit Luna alumni table in the foyer if you're here in the facility, but no matter, you can connect with your local chapter of the Langston University National Alumni Association by scanning that QR code. Why don't you do it right now? Maurice Prince and Jay Swick on the call this evening for you. About 20 seconds to go. Today's game is also sponsored by Blue Sky Bank, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, Guiding Right, and Tinker Federal Credit Union. Looking at the numbers right now, Langston shooting 3 of 13, 23%, 1 of 5 from deep. You're talking about 20%, but 4 of 6 from the free throw line, 66%. Nelson College, 6 of 14, 42%, 2 of 5 from deep, 40% from that range. They've just been more efficient so far in this game as it stands right now. The rebounds are in favor of Langston right now, 11-8 overall. But if the Lions want to come out on top, that points off turnovers and points in the paint will eventually be a factor. Right now, Nelson is beating Langston 8-4 in that regard. Swing, Yonker for 3, shot no good. Rebound pulled down there by Trey Clark.
Yeah, loved it. Loved it. The feel right now for me is Langston is playing their style of basketball. Yeah, the shot's not hitting as much as they want, but they're taking the shots that they want, and they're getting after it on defense. It just seems like they're playing their style of game.
Deep three-pointer. Started from the student section on the left side of the court. Antonio Lewis showing range again. And on that, no one boxed out. So Antonio Lewis had to do a reach out and foul there against number 13, who was driving again. Ferlin Joseph was attacking the rim and is going to draw contact against Lewis. Lewis just picked up his second foul.
Yeah, I thought that foul was going to go to McCoy. But, no, they're going to give it to Lewis, so they're going to have to take him out. Lewis is a big part of this team. You cannot see him
6 first-half points.
Early. So, yeah, they'll put in Deuce back in the game. Really want to see Orlando Thomas get going, and he can create his own shot. If he gets any kind of space, he does a really good job at attacking the rim, left or right.
Joseph front rims that one, and McCoy ends up with it.
I'd love to see him get something going, kind of like what we saw with the women's game with Ariana Hunter. I want to see the same thing with Orlando Thomas.
Right, and he's got a goose egg on the board in the first half of this game. Working the ball around. Thomas looking for space, drives downhill. Thomas with that left-hand finish could not get it to fall.
I mean, that's
Yonker
what I'm
with
talking
the rebound.
about. It just didn't get the bucket. But those type of shots, I want to see him take more often.
Hicks swings it over to Joseph. Joseph nearly loses it to McCoy. And this time they're going to call traveling the call. So it's a turnover. It's going to be Langston ball. Langston has 16 fouls. Nelson has 4. Substitution, J.J. Boylan returns to the game.
Yeah, this ain't a tap dance recital, Joseph. Don't know what you were doing there, but it gave Langston another opportunity to take the lead here.
All right, Alexander with the ball. Alexander swings it over to Clark. Clark at the top. Clark opened up with 4 points. Nearly lost the ball there in the lane, trying to finish up top. Shot no good. Clark battling. Rebound's going to be pulled down that time by Williams. Going to get the ball back in the hands of Hicks. Hicks over to Williams, diving down. The shot's going to be altered by Jaden Williams with a great block. And the shot Is it a tie-up, or they're going to call a foul against Jaden Williams?
I think that's going to be on Jay Will. Yep, it is.
So Jaden Williams going to get called. So now to the line, 1-1 goes to Joseph.
I thought McCoy was going to be able to take the charge. He had his feet set. He was outside the circle. He was just in a good position, and Nelson somehow contorted the player, whoever shot the ball, contorted his body to avoid the charge foul. But that was a clean block by Jaden, and then he applied pressure with his body and
created a foul.
Yeah, created a foul right after that. So,
all right, so now at the free throw line goes Ferlin Joseph. Joseph in the game right now has to make that 3 now in the game and gives Nelson a lead by 1. The way this game is rolling right now, as of course Trey Clark comes out, Jay Wilson comes in, it was a close game the last time these teams met. It was a 3-point lead at the end of the first half, 40-37. The second half, the Lions would never surrender the lead.
oh,
And the ball's going to be stolen as Jay Wilson gets the rebound. Hicks takes it right back from him. Swing it back over to Hicks. Hicks driving in on Williams. Going to kick it back out to Micah Clark. Micah with the pull-up. Shot. No good. Ball goes out of bounds, and they're going to say it's Nelson ball.
I don't agree with that call, but that's all right. That's okay.
So the Lions would never surrender the lead. They had a lead as big as 11 with 128 before pulling away to win that last game 77-71. So expect this game to be nip and tuck the entire way. Fire inside, and somebody forgot Micah Clark, and Micah actually missed the shot, or Omar Henry got a hand on it. The ball goes out of bounds regardless of what it is. Access denied, Langston ball.
Absolutely. I'm very surprised that happened because usually Micah Clark on the block wide open like that is an easy bucket. I don't think Henry got a hand on it. I don't know.
The way it careened off the backboard is what's got me all, kind of, did Omar slightly pin it? Something went on there. Jay Wilson now has it in the short corner. It looks like he wants to go to work.
Let's go, Jay.
Jay Wilson inside. They're going to call an offensive foul. Extended that arm out. You cannot do that.
I call it the Derrick Henry stiff arm. It's not allowed in basketball.
Man, I'm going old school, Swig. I might even go more old school than you. Derek Coleman used to do that.
Yeah.
That Marcus Camby, that right in your chest. Just
right.
see how as they say, if you got any weight in your pants.
And it's fine if it's right there, but if you extend the arm, it's foul.
Jaden Williams knocks it out of the hands of J.J. Boiling. Still 20 seconds on the shot clock. Ball in the hands of Hicks. Hicks trying to get it to Clark. Clark, guys, McCoy, trying to get it. Nice job,
now let's
and a
go.
nice retreating
Run.
down. Here comes Deuce. Deuce has it. Trying to give the Lions the lead. Deuce breaks down the defense, and they're going to call
offensive foul. I mean, he did exactly what we were talking about. Extended his arm, basically hit him in the head. So,
So Hicks' point is pumped, as well as the entire Nelson team is right now. It's just a 1-point game.
Cut down on these little turnovers, man. You've really got to limit these because every turnover that you make gives an opportunity to the opponent. And Nelson's too good a team to stay down for long.
Going work. Ball in the hands of Awize right now. He's looking, trying to find somebody to dump the ball to. He gets it down to Clark, being covered by Alexander. Going to work the ball up top, fighting in the lane. Elbow jump shot, no good. Ball over the back, and they're going to get over the back call against Awize there. That shot there was shot, of course, by Ozavian Buford. Buford in the game already has 3.
I'm shocked that Clark didn't take advantage of that. He had the size advantage over Deuce, and he passed it up.
So 15-14 is the score. Antonio Lewis returns along with T.J. Cave, Jay Wilson, Cameron Clark,
It's a
Cameron
fast
McCoy.
lineup. This is his fast lineup right here. They're going to try and get up and down the floor.
The Lions are doing this all without a basket at all from Orlando Thomas. Ball in the hands now of Lewis. Lewis driving downhill into the lane. Shot, no good. Contact, no foul. Hicks taking the ball up the floor for Nelson. Nelson trying to get a win, and the ball deflected. Nice job by the trailing Antonio Lewis. Ball back in the hands of Thomas for 3, and Orlando Thomas knocks it down and gives the Lions a lead by 2.
Great shot, Orlando Thomas. That's exactly what we wanted, but Nelson was reckless offensively, and that is a testament to the pressure that Langston is applying on defense.
Turn and fire this time. Shot no good. Rebound by McCoy. Shot by Buford. Missed his last two now. 17-15, 6:23 to go in the first half of this one. Foul situation. Langston at 9. One foul away from the double-double. Langston trying to put more pressure on Nelson on the offensive end. Cameron McCoy swings it over to the right to Orlando Thomas, who gets it back over to TJ Cave at the top. TJ Cave finds a lane downhill, drives and scores.
All right, you need one more stop and score to get a kill here. And if that happens, I anticipate them to
as Micah Clark rises and drains from the right wing. Can't leave Micah Clark that much space. 19-18 is the score. 5:46 to go in the first half.
Chris Wright talks about how important kills are. A kill is stopping a team 3 straight possessions and scoring 3 straight possessions.
All right, going to work right now. Ball in the hands of Orlando Thomas. Thomas tries to get it down to TJ Cave. Cave with a nice pass and a slam by Jay Wilson.
Rim, Jay Rim.
21-18, 5:19 to go. The Lions back up by 3.
Hope you guys can get along.
Micah Clark drawing the attention of Cameron McCoy. He's got to get his hands up, and he did alter the shot. Ball goes out of bounds. It does not draw iron. So now it is Langston ball. Jay Wilson pumped, talking about it.
Yeah. I think Coach
Deal.
Yeah.
Wants a timeout.
Yeah, smart move by him. It just felt like all the momentum was shifting to LU, rightfully so. Jay Wilson, again, had 10 points the last time they played at Nelson, and to get him going offensively is really good. I mean, when you get everybody contributing, even if it's just a bucket here and there, you just start to get lost in the sauce. I mean, it's just like there's so many different things that you're trying to overcome and defend against.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment. You're listening to Langston Basketball Homecoming presented by the Langston University National Alumni Association. We'll be right back.
Discover the culinary treasures of Black-owned restaurants with the new foodie edition of TBC Magazine. This special issue celebrates the remarkable talents of chefs and restaurateurs. Dive into one-of-a-kind recipes and inspiring stories that showcase the rich diversity and innovation within our community. Don't miss out on your copy. Available with the Black Chronicle newspaper or via email. Visit us at 1528 Northeast 23rd in Oklahoma City or call 405-424-4695. For more details, visit blackchronicle.com. Get your issue today and celebrate the flavors of our heritage.
Welcome back to Basketball Homecoming presented by Luna. Maurice Prince and Jay Swick on the call. 5:10 to go in the first half of this game. Very entertaining game, very tightly contested. Both teams taking blows against each other, countering. Right now, Langston has an edge by 3, Swick.
Yeah, the only thing I'm kind of concerned about is the foul count. Langston with 9 right now. Also, LU has 10 turnovers in the first half. They've got to slow down those and then be weary of their foul situation.
Trey Clark tries to hit him with the sauce. Jaden Williams ends up with the rebound, gets fouled, will go to the free throw line. And that's interesting that you bring that up because of the foul count. Because right now, in terms of points off turnovers, which is the funniest stat to me, Langston has more turnovers, but they've got more points off turnovers,
right?
5-3.
And that's okay if it's like that.
Exactly, as long as it doesn't extend. In terms of rebounding, Langston's +4 in the rebounding category.
But you also kind of wonder, well, what would the score be if they didn't have those turnovers?
Now, the key stat right now is going to be about free throws. Free throws are only free if you make them. If not, they cost you. I'm selling that shirt. Anybody who's listening can go ahead and buy that for me.
And both teams are kind of the same on free throws. Like Langston this season is 9th in the conference, 69%. Nelson is 8th at 69.4.
So very, very close. So free throws for both teams tend to struggle, but Jaden Williams knocks it down. But he extends the lead up by 1. If the Lions knock down a few more free throws, the lead might be even bigger than this. 4:43 to go. Ball in the hands now of Yonker. Ball up top, Boiling. And Boiling spots up, finds the distance, and knocks it down. Number 1 shooter in the Sooner Athletic Conference is J.J. Boiling. He's an outstanding shooter. All he needs is a crease, and he can make it happen.
Well, I think that was his first three-pointer of the game with 4 something left in the first half. But you knew it was going to happen at some point.
to me, that's the guy you got to watch behind Micah Clark. After you start getting it done, he can also score the ball.
There we go.
Orlando Thomas was going to go to work, gave up the ball inside the free throw line, and the ball ends up being in the hands of Nelson now. Lions up by 1.
Yeah, I got tipped. I wanted him to go up for the shot, but he made the extra pass.
And then driving to the basket and scoring that time. Nice basket there by Trendlin Green.
You know, you have a 4-point lead for a split second. Now you're down by 1. This is Nelson University. You gotta come correct. And here's Trey Clark.
And Trey Clark now has it. Back it up, reset by Alexander. What's interesting is we had the same situation in the girls' game, Swig. Langston has the number 1 defense. Nelson has the number 1 offense as Deuce Alexander lines up a 3 off the front of the rim. J.J. Boiling with the rebound. Yeah. But the interesting part, Langston ranks 9th in offensive efficiency in the sack and scoring margin, and another 3-point shot again there by Trendlin Green this time. So now they're starting to find the range for distance and pushing the lead to 4. But Nelson is 10th in the scoring defense in the conference. So both teams playing a little bit out of order right now in terms of who they are in different situations.
I like this matchup for Orlando to take advantage of it.
Thomas with the step-back shot, and he knocks it down from the short corner.
You see him give the too small sign. I'm giving it. He didn't give it, but I'm telling you that you don't match up with Orlando Thomas. He's going to take it to the rim every time.
26-24. Ball in the hands now, up top in the hands of Buford. Now, Yonkers for 3. Yonker for 3.
Oh.
Can't get it to fall. Omar Henry has the rebound. 2.5 to go. The Lions have a chance to tie or take the lead in this possession. So far, the Lions still falling. Still shooting very poorly from deep right now. 3 of 8, 37%. They can get one more to fall, change a little bit more momentum. But right now, look for the best shot. Trey Clark goes downhill, tries to get the ball in the hands of, he wanted to get it to Omar Henry, but he's going to end up throwing it away. Yeah. Another turnover. That is number 12 for the Lions. So Henry comes out. Cameron McCoy comes in. Trey Clark comes out. Jay Wilson returns along with Antonio Lewis. And Orlando Thomas is on the floor right now.
Yeah, a little bit reckless with the basketball offensively here in the first half. Just a little bit too much for my liking. Too many opportunities to Nelson. In
this game, both teams' biggest lead has been 4 points. So a very close game, and they're going to call an offensive foul or a turnover into Langston's hands.
Right. I mean, I think it's going to come down to mistakes. Whoever makes the most mistakes is going to lose this game. I mean, that's just the way I feel watching it play out at this point with under 2 minutes left.
Jay Wilson backing down. Jordan Jenkins, who's in the game, turning fire by Jay Wilson. Not enough oomph on that shot there. Shot is short. Green kicks it back out. And that one, top of the key 3-point shot by Jenkins is no good. Rebound Lions. TJ Cave setting up the offense with 90 seconds to go. Lions down by 2.
TJ Cave as an on-ball pressure defender is so underrated. He doesn't get the credit he deserves.
Working the ball around. Antonio Lewis throws it to the corner.
Oh, McCoy.
McCoy for 3, and he knocks it down. Cameron McCoy, not the biggest 3-point shooter on this team, but he may be the most efficient one when it's all said and done. Lions back up by 1.
Great clutch play by Bruce McCoy. Cam McCoy.
Up fake, driving the lane with the runner, and it falls down and good that time for Buford in the lane.
You're seeing some lead changes, quite a few of them here in the last 2 minutes. Now we're under a minute left. Langston with the ball down 1. Need a bucket here.
Antonio Lewis across the timeline now, taking his time to set up, looking for a screen from Jay Wilson. Antonio Lewis pulls up with the elbow jump shot. The midi, it's nice. 29-28.
Beaming with confidence on that shot. He knew what he was doing.
30 seconds to go, about an 8-second difference between shot and game clock right here. Green standing on the logo. Green looking for space to operate, trying to get around Cave. Cave knocks it loose. Green trying to maintain. 10 seconds on the shot clock. He resets. 16 seconds to go right now. Around the screen, and they're going to call an offensive foul. Let Marcus Haynes, the Langston Hall of Famer, he knew it as soon as it happened. It's Langston ball with 13.5 seconds to go.
Exactly right. That's the LU defense we're used to watching this entire season, making plays like that when it matters the most. At the end of the first half, They've got a 1-point lead. They'd love to extend it a little bit and not give any possession for the rest of this half.
All right, going to work right now. Ball in the hands.
Oh, lost control.
Lost control of it, but somehow TJ Cave ends up with it, and a foul's going to be called on the floor. Let's see here what it is.
That's a reaching foul on TJ Cave, but oh, man. What?
Let's see here.
Kicked it? What, he did a kicking motion.
So
Okay, it's not on TJ Cave. It's on Antonio Lewis.
So shot clock turned off. Now Hicks is at the free throw line.
And that was my worry earlier, being in the bonus and having a foul like that. It immediately puts them at the free throw line. They have an opportunity to take the lead if he makes both of them.
And so right now Chris Wright is having a conversation, but nonetheless Hicks is going to shoot free throws here.
I thought it was a little bit ticky-tacky of a foul.
So Hicks misses the first free throw here. So if you're Langston here, what you want, Hicks knocks down the second free throw, and we're all tied up with 5.2 seconds to go. Here comes Antonio Lewis with 4 seconds. He pulls up, deep three-point shot from the left wing, back rim, no good, and we're all tied up at 29 as the first half comes to an end. Maurice Prince and Jay Swick, the MJ Bail Bonds halftime reports coming up next, and you're listening to Langston Homecoming Basketball, brought to you by Luna. That, of course, is the Langston University National Alumni Association. We'll be back. Well, actually, you know what? Let's see here. We might stay here for just a second because we're supposed to be acknowledging seniors. So we're going to stay here and allow public address announcer Joshua Busby, the Dean of Students, to go ahead and announce the seniors before we go. But before he gets started here, Swig, what is the reaction to this first half?
Okay, so you look at the score, 29-29. You've got to keep in mind how many points each team averages per game, every game of the season. Nelson averages 88 points a game. They've scored 29 here in the first half. Yes, it's tied, but the LU defense is playing very well. To hold him under 30 for a team that scores as much as that, oh my gosh, you're playing into my style of basketball.
Exactly.
So that's where that to me is the most telling thing in the first half, is the 29-point mark, holding them under 30.
All right, so it's time to watch and take a look at here the seniors for the women's basketball team.
First we have number 1, Jamari Harris. Next we have number 00, Deasia Thomas. A senior forward from Tulsa, Oklahoma, majoring in biology. Deasia chose Langston because God opened the door for her to return to school and to the game she loves. She is escorted tonight by Jessica Gilmore and Wilson Thomas. Our next senior is number 23, Layla Curry. Senior guard from Corona, California, majoring in sociology. Layla chose Langston because the coaching staff believed in her after an injury that could have been career-ending. Their faith in her ability to return to her previous level of play motivated her to become an important part of this team. Layla is escorted by Robin and Gary Curry, Jada Curry, Kayla Nicole, and Sandra and Craig Jackson. Next, we have number 3, Alyssa Palmer, a guard from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, pursuing her master's in entrepreneurial studies. Alyssa chose Langston because Coach CB and Coach E believed in her potential on and off the court. She describes Langston's family atmosphere as incomparable and undeniable, and proudly continues a legacy as her parents met here more than 25 years ago. Alyssa is escorted tonight by Adrian Palmer, Angela Palmer, and Adrian Palmer Jr. Our next senior is number 15, Ariana Hunter, senior guard from Louisville, Mississippi, majoring in liberal education. Ariana chose Langston because from her very first call with Coach E and later with Coach CB, she felt comfortable and welcome. Being given a second chance at Langston became one of the best decisions she has ever made. She's being escorted by two of her teammates, Janiyah Tucker and Alexandria Jefferson. Next, we have Deajanay Harding, a senior from Erie, Pennsylvania, majoring in hyper. And a member of the 2024-25 31-3 Sweet 16 Conference Championship team. They chose Langston because she was given an opportunity and took the chance. She shared that her conversation with Coach Vincent, who understood her past, confirmed that Langston was home. Nay is escorted tonight by some of her teammates. And finally, we have number 20, Nikhil Kramer, a senior forward from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, majoring in nursing, also a member of the 24-25 Sweet 16 and Sooner Athletic Conference Championship team. Nikhil describes Langston as her home away from home. She chose LU not only for her education, but because of the unwavering support, loyalty, and belief shown to her, especially by Coach Vincent during her return from injury. She leaves Langston not only as a champion and a future nurse, but as a leader ready to serve her community with compassion and excellence. Nikhil is escorted tonight by Joseph Kramer, Nikki Kramer, and her sister, Nakia Hines. The Lion family, please join us in celebrating and congratulating our 2026 women's basketball seniors for their leadership, dedication, and lasting impact on Langston University.
All right. Want to thank Joshua Busby for making those wonderful announcements and recognizing the women seniors. And these are the character and the heart and soul overall SWIC of this team. And we got a chance to see them play all season long, watch them play, grow, and sacrifice for this team. And it's great for them to have this moment today.
Right, and to be honored like that after a game like they've had today and winning the Sooner Athletic Conference Championship outright. They deserve all the credit, all the accolades. And to be that tight-knit and have the relationship that they have with each other, that's going to last a very, very, very long time.
All right, they're going to announce some more players, but we're going to take a quick 4-minute break. This is the MJ Bail Bonds halftime report. We'll be back in just a moment. This is Langston Basketball Homecoming presented by Luna. Welcome back to the MJ Bail Bonds Halftime Report. A bail bond dealer in Oklahoma City. They understand life's unexpected challenges, and we're here to help you through them. Available 24/7 to provide expert assistance when you need it most. Let Marlon James and his staff take care of you and your loved ones. Of course, today's game, Langston basketball, is being brought to you by, of course, the Langston University National Alumni Association. It's more than a game to be a part of them, because basketball homecoming brings it together, but Luna proudly supports Langston University athletics by ensuring alumni remain visible, engaged, and connected during one of the most meaningful moments of this academic year. And this is going to be a big moment. Maurice Prince and Jay Swick here on the call. Looking at how this game turned out in the first half of this one, right now, Nelson College is +4 in the paint points right now, 12-8 Swick. Then on second chance points, Langston's +4, 6-2. Bench points, Langston's +5, 11-6 overall in that regard. And then in terms of total rebounds, 14-11, basically +3 in that category. So I'm trying to find a silver lining, but when I look at the scoreboard, all I see is 29-29.
Yeah. It's a tie ball game. There's really not one thing that you can kind of hang your hat on. It's a hard-fought game. We expected it to be this way. If I could improve on Langston's basketball play going into the second half, I would say cut down on turnovers. 13 turnovers in the first half. That's too high. You've got to take care of basketball. Every turnover you make gives your opponent the opportunity. So you cannot give them free opportunities like that. You'd also really like to see them be a little bit more efficient. I mean, buckets are hard to come by today. They're really expensive. They are shooting 40% from three. I'll take that every day of the week. But overall, you've got to figure out a way to make shots. And you've got to continue to be a force on the rebounds. They are winning in that category. I'm talking about Langston, 4 boards better. But in a game like this, where there's one possession difference, could make you a champion. In one possession, then the margin of error is so small in a game like this. It's going to come down to who can execute the best down the stretch. You've heard the cliche. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. It's so true, though, and it will apply today.
Now, that being said, you brought up another great point. It's about which team is playing closer to their identity. And when you talk about team playing closer to their identity right now, it's Langston. The best stat, in my opinion, of everything that we looked at is the one you said going into halftime when we started the MJ Bail Bonds halftime report. And that was this, 29 points. This is a team that averages about 80. So you cut them down, and you're going to have to make them climb the mountain. In other words, you're playing more of their style. Now, to their point, they've done a good job, Nelson has, on the defensive side of the ball. But at the same point, if your identity is scoring and finding opportunities to get easy baskets to fall, hey, Nelson has that curtailed massively, and that's going to have to be something that's going to have to be looked at and adjusted as it goes. If you're Coach Delton Deal, you're saying to yourself, hey, guys, we're right in this game. It's 0-0. Let's go out and make a run. But here's the thing. No team had a lead bigger than 4 in the first half of this game.
And it didn't last long either.
It was slow.
So Langston had a 4-point lead, and then Nelson scored 5 like that. They got a bucket, got a stop, hit a 3, took a 1-point lead. So things can change at a drop of a hat. And you've just got to be diligent enough to try and limit those opportunities for your opponent. Take care of the basketball. Continue to take the shots that you're taking. They're just, it's hard to make a shot against a team like Nelson, and Nelson is struggling to make shots against a team like Langston. This is what happens when you get 2 elite programs battling it out on the floor.
Now, when we start talking about the opportunities here, to talk about the league's #1 scorer, Michael Clark, who averages 23 points a game. He's got 8 right now, so he's sitting right about where he would any other game. And he can turn it on and adjust them at any given time. But it's been the points by the others which has definitely made a difference on the other side when you start talking about Buford, who has 5. Trellin Green, who has 5. They're getting that.
How about Bowling only taking 1 shot, and he made it.
Right.
But 1 shot attempt.
1 shot attempt overall. But if you're Langston on the other side, no player in double-digit scoring yet, but Antonio Lewis is the closest with 8. Second half is live and going here. Green's going to set the offense up. Boyling's flashing. Pass down low to Micah Clark. Ball stolen by Trey Clark.
Again, no relation, but Trey Clark immediately making an impact. The start of the second half, similar way that he made an impact the start of the game, the first half.
Nice job on that side. So now Alexander's going to give it back up over to Orlando. Orlando Thomas did have it, but it was 0-0. It was Omar Henry to Orlando Thomas. Got caught up there. Regardless of it, the ball went out of bounds. It's still Langston ball.
Yeah. No, he's at the free throw. I thought he was free throw line. That was foul.
Okay, so Thomas is fouled. Let's get him.
But that's where I want to see Orlando Thomas is take shots exactly like that. And you call it the weave. They're looking for him to get the opportunities after a give and go like that. And if he keeps doing that, he's going to be hard to stop for the rest of the half.
Orlando Thomas has 6. This is a guy who averages at least 15 points a game, but he's fully capable of 20 or 30 any night in his own right. But in this offense, he does what is required to do as Thomas goes 2 for 2 at the free throw line, and the team now has 7 points. Substitution as Hicks comes back in the game and Green comes out of the game. Lions up by that same margin, 19:33 to go before the conclusion of tonight's contest. Swinging the ball over. Ball in the hands, dribbling around backcourt. And a nice basket and slam there by Micah Clark.
Well, it was a backdoor cut. Found him in stride, and Trey Clark was beat underneath the goal there. So back to tie ball game.
So Alexander now standing on the logo, looking for space to operate. 18 seconds on the clock. Ball at the top. Ball nearly strips. Throw down low to Omar Henry, who kisses it off the glass and scores.
Love that. Love that. They forgot about Omar. How do you forget about Omar? Wide open on the block.
Louise trying to go into the chest of Omar Henry. And then again, muscling a shot. Can't get it to fall. Henry touched it last. It will be Nelson ball.
Well, that's okay. You made the defensive stop to prevent the bucket. Weezy's good. He's 6'9". I mean, Omar Henry, we talked about it. What a big role he is going to have on this game, and rightfully so, especially on that possession.
All right, going to work right now. Nobody covering on the inbound play. Awize is going to be blocked by Jaden Williams, forcing a jump ball situation. Tremendous job by Jaden Williams, not giving up on the play and not letting Awize get a clear release of that ball.
Words cannot express how proud I am of Jaden Williams in his freshman year. I thought this would be a year where he'd have some time to develop, but he's ahead of schedule. And you keep making plays like that, you get more minutes under Chris Wright. Love what Jaden Williams does on the defensive end of the floor.
Thomas now back up top to Jay Wilson, who just checked in the game. Backdoor cut to Orlando Thomas, and the shot is erased by Micah Clark that time.
It's a good block. It's a good block.
Then pulls up for 3 on the right wing and drops down the triple. A block and a triple to go with it, and it gives Nelson College a 34-33 lead.
Yeah, Micah was a little quiet in the first half. Now he's starting to pick up steam. You got to forget about that. You only control what you can control.
Jaden Williams back in the hands of Orlando Thomas, who hands it up to Lewis. Lewis
Shoot
wanted to
it,
go
Jay,
back.
shoot it.
So the ball in the hands of Thomas. Thomas around the screen. Rolling to Jay Wilson. Wilson in the lane. Bumped.
Thank you.
And they're going to call a foul against Awize there.
Yeah, that was an obvious foul. I don't – like, Jay Wilson can make shots. If you leave him open like that, he can knock that down. He was really passive right there, didn't want to take the opportunity.
Well, I can tell you why if you really want to know. That's because Awize went into the rib cage.
Well, I'm talking before then.
Before that. But he took a shot, and that's why he was not aggressive on that possession. He was rubbing that right rib cage for just a moment there. Going to throw the ball up top to Jaden Williams. Jaden Williams now has it on the left wing. Jaden gives it up to Antonio Lewis. Lewis with 14 on the clock, drives into the lane. He turns, gets it over to Williams. Williams in the lane, pulls up, short corner shot. Didn't get enough air onto that one. Lions down by 1. Here comes Hicks and Nelson. Swings it over. J.J. Boiling lost control of the ball for 2 seconds, and it was enough to disrupt the shooting motion that he wanted. Over to Micah Clark at the top of the key. Clark heating up now. Clark now has 16 points in the game.
Yeah.
So now going to work. 33 to 37. Lions down by 4 in the quarter right now. Outscored 8-4. Working the ball inside the lane goes Deuce. Deuce kicks out to Lewis. Lewis with 10 seconds on the shot clock. In the lane. Nice pass inside the lane to Jay Wilson, who was hammered. Will go to the free throw line shooting two.
I love that style of offense right there. I mean, you look at where are they when they're taking the shot? They're close to the rim. And, yeah, if you don't make it, you're drawing fouls. Eventually that's going to catch up to you. If you can get this team to foul too much and be in the bonus early, then you're in a really good situation. But it takes work to get to that point.
Ball in the hands right now.
You also need to take care of business here at the free throw line, and something James Wilson did not do on that attempt.
So the Lions' overall shooting free throws was 7 of 10, now 7 of 11. TJ Cave is now in the game to go with Alexander, Jaden Williams, Orlando Thomas, and Jay Wilson. And a big, huge rebound. Alexander thought about the three. Orlando Thomas said, I'll take the three. Shot no good, battling. Rebound by Micah Clark.
Thought he stepped out of bounds there for a second. Here's Bowling.
Bowling rises, fires, shot no good. Hicks gets the rebound for Nelson. Retreats to the corner. Trying to get the ball back in the hands likely of Micah Clark. Can't get it to Clark. They're going to have to reset. Now the ball in Clark's hands. Thomas guarding. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Clark trying to get space. Ball nearly stolen. Ripped away by Jay Wilson. Wilson to the cup. He goes, and somehow he rocked the cradle and dunked the ball and brought the student section to its feet. Micah Clark goes into the lane, but they're going to say the ball. Action was stopped there.
Got to be on the floor. All right, did he step out of bounds? Hell of a dunk by Jay Wilson. I think the team needed that. The crowd needed an energizer. That was a hell of a play by Jay Wilson to tomahawk one-handed, trying to figure out what's happened on the other end after that dunk.
Ball got knocked out of bounds, but it looks like some moisture. It's just simple moisture.
Oh, okay. They wanted somebody to wipe that up.
All right, so Boylan going to throw it into Hicks.
Oh, see, he slipped there too. So yeah, they're going to stop. They need to wipe this. We can't have slippery floors here. So they're bringing out the sweeper guy. Oh, yeah. Wow. I mean, that was a hell of a dunk.
Mean, he caught a body on that one. He was challenged above the rim, cocked it back, and just yammed it.
Yeah, he was not going to be denied in that moment. Now, that only just got them 2 points closer.
Yes, exactly.
Still behind the 8 ball here, down 2.
I always couldn't stand it when a coach took me out after a big play like that. You get a big dunk, and then you had to come out of the game. Cameron McCoy's in the game now for Jay Wilson. Trey Clark's back in the game. J.J. Boiling. And now Micah Clark lines up another three. Can't get it to fall. Ball rebounded by Nelson and throws it to Orlando Thomas. The Lions are going to walk it up. Team foul situation, 3 team fouls against Nelson, 1 team foul going against Langston right now.
I wanted them to get up and down the floor quick and catch them off balance. And get
Thomas is fighting through a screen, surprised that there was no call there as he got caught in the wash in the lane. Thomas with a bullet pass inside to Cameron McCoy. How did he do it? Houdini on that pass.
Wow, what a play by Thomas. I thought I'd have sold my house thinking he was going to go up for the shot, and he made the extra pass, and it worked.
So going to work right now. Ball in the hands now of Williams, who pulls up for the mid-E jump shot. Trey Clark deflects the ball out of bounds, and somebody goes back and retrieves it. Great effort by Orlando Thomas, keeping the ball in play. TJ Cave picked it up there.
All right, 15 minutes left in this game. Tie ball game, 37-37. LU with the basketball.
Ball in the hands of Cave, who swings it over to Clark. Clark going downhill, going against Jenkins. Couldn't get it to fall. Ball goes out of bounds, and it looks like it'll be Langston ball.
Yeah, it'll remain LU basketball.
So a timeout looked like it's going to be called here on the floor at 14:42 to go. Hey, if you're watching this game streaming on PPBC TV, need you to look at your screen real quick, pull out your phone, and scan the QR code for Luna, Langston University National Alumni Association. You can get connected right now. If you're in the building, fine, go to the foyer and join and get more information. And you can connect with their local chapter. It will get you connected so you can stay up to date nationwide. Scan and be a part of the action with the QR code and Langston University National Alumni Association. Maurice Prince, Jay Swick on the call. Swick, a frantic moment, but you said the turning point of that game might be the Jay Wilson dunk. He created the turnover up top, hustled down the floor, and had the heart and the desire, and most of all, the want to, and finished with that cocking it back and throwing it down.
Well, and it woke up everybody in the gym. Like that it was like getting a jolt of electricity in your soul. Like everybody got off their feet and reacted to it. Now, we're under 15 minutes away from this game. I don't want to jinx them, but no turnovers in the first 5 minutes for Langston here in the second half. They've been taking care of the basketball. There's been other things that have happened that Nelson's, done well, but you've got to keep taking care of the basketball and figure out a way to get these rebounds, get Nelson to turn over the basketball, and you've got to make up for it on the offensive end too. But Orlando Thomas with a dime to McCoy in the block, high percentage shot. Love what he's doing. Keep doing it. It's simple. It's not rocket science.
Back to live action now as Jaden Williams gets it into Trey Clark. Clark going against the chest to Yonkers. And they're going to end up calling travel. Yeah. Trey Clark lifted up his foot, unfortunately. Going to get called for that one there.
Yeah, well, and I guess I did jinx it because I bring up a careless turnover and how efficient they played in the 5 minutes. First thing they do is have a turnover on that mention. So I won't mention it anymore.
Hey, people like it when you call it like you see it, buddy. So that's what you got to do. Going downhill and the ball against
Good job
Louise.
by Trey Clark.
Trey Clark knocking out of his hand wouldn't allow him to really secure the ball. So here it is, Nelson going to throw it in. Team foul situation, very important right now. Both teams playing pretty clean. 3 team fouls thus far against Nelson, 1 so far against Langston. Yonker in the corner, and he's going to bounce the ball on the end line, turn it around. It's Langston ball. So one careless turnover to another.
Yeah, what are you going to do now? You force the turnover. How are you going to capitalize?
Ball in the hands of TJ Cave now to go along with Jaden Williams, McCoy, Trey Clark, and Antonio Lewis on the floor right now. McCoy looking to screen for Antonio Lewis. Over to McCoy, who fires it to Trey Clark in the short corner. He misses that one. Rebound pulled down by Green. Green hitting the Jets, gets it up to J.J. Boylan, who gets it to Yonker on the box. Yonker's going to work. Nice move inside the lane. Tries to finish. Shot no good. Rebound Trey Clark.
Trey Clark is such a force right now on the defensive end. I love it. He's efficient. He's tough. Didn't foul. Smart. It's just really good basketball.
All right, so now going on right now. Ball in the hands of TJ Cave. Up fake. Trey Clark to the basket. He goes, and that shot's going to be altered by Awize. He's done 2 back-to-back blocks, and it leaves Antonio Lewis open for 3, and Lewis knocks it down. And on the other end, flying underneath the goal, nearly stepping out of bounds.
He did step out, I was going to say.
Ronnie Williams turns the ball over, so that's a 3-point advantage. Jay Wilson comes back in. TJ Cave is out. Lewis is out. Alexander is back. Thomas is back on the floor right now to go with Lewis and Williams on the floor. Lions up by 3. Another quick swing. Again, both teams finding ways to generate offense. Ball in the hands of Jaden Williams. Not Jaden Williams. Ball in the hands of Alexander. Thomas in the game. Thomas with a beautiful pass to Jay Wilson on the interior. Couldn't get it to fall. Nice rebound that time by Williams. Williams swings it. J.J. Boylan wanted to rise. He rises and fires. Shot short off the glass because they made him put the ball on the deck and shift.
Yep, absolutely.
And J.J. Boylan just risen up. I'm sure that's 3 points on the board for them, and the game's tied. Instead, Robert Alexander has it standing on the LU logo at half court. Alexander gets it up to Jay Wilson. Jay Wilson just inside the arc. He's at the free throw line, gives it up Alexander. 6 seconds on the clock. Diving inside, Alexander trying to dump it down. Nice steal by J.J. Boylan. contact. Jay Wilson takes a shot in the face there.
Yeah, collision.
By Williams, and I'm not sure it was intentional, or they did call the foul against Williams.
On number 12.
On Bronny Williams.
So it'll be
Breon Williams.
Langston basketball. Little concerned with Jaden Williams here. He's got a little bit of a limp to him. He's had to miss some games this season with like a little bit of a heel issue. He's such a tough player, though. I mean, he plays through pain. He's got a high pain tolerance. They're not pulling him yet. But I've seen him play enough that I know that something's going on with his foot. But
the officials are having one of those meetings right there in front of the bench. Chris Wright trying to get an earful to find out what it is. Chris, if you find out, please let us know. But the conversation must be about the play itself here.
Are you talking about the collision?
The collision, yes, because it was an incidental or was there a foul? We saw a foul called because they got 4 on the board now.
Yeah, and he put up 12.
So are they taking the foul off the board?
Yep, looks like it. Because it's Nelson basketball.
So Yonker comes out, Michael Clark returns, and if that's the case, they got to take the foul off the board. Because right now, Bronny was called for the foul. So the officials have got to come back to the scorer's table here because there's some confusion on the foul, and I knew that's exactly what it is. If they change the call, they have to be more consistent on what it is, and they just changed it. That's exactly what it was. So now we're trying to get back to live action right now.
Well, get your hopes up if you're a Langston fan. You think you're about to get the ball back and another foul added to Nelson, and psych, it's not true.
So Nelson usually shoots on the game about 46%. Right now, they are sitting about 7 points underneath that. They are at 38.9 in the game. Shooting some contested and highly challenged shots.
Oh, they doubled him. Oh.
So getting the ball back in the hands of Williams, and Breon Williams fires a deuce, and he knocks it down. Lead back down to 1. So Alexander being guarded by Green. Deuce trying to get some space. Deuce gets it over to Antonio Lewis. Lewis up fakes.
Needs help.
Trying to get the ball to Jay Wilson, and he does with 13 on the shot clock. Jay Wilson thinking about going one-on-one. ISO.
Oh.
What a nice move to the lane. Finish it with the reverse. What a little bit of nasty, a little bit of sauce. Jay Wilson's got it all in his game today.
Get back on defense or bowling will make you pay.
Ball in the hands of Green. Green drives inside, contact in the lane,
That's
offensive
charged.
foul. Driven up there by Jaden Williams on the play.
Jaden Williams, Frederick A. Douglass High School out of Oklahoma City. Taking one for the team. Getting the ball back. Heck of a basketball play by the freshman.
42-39 is the score right now. Jaden Williams is going to throw it in. TJ Cave coming to get it. Cave, Deuce, Williams, Henry, and Thomas on the floor right now. Jay Wilson makes another spectacular play, and Chris Wright's going to give him another chance to get it supercharged again to make another one when he gets back in.
Oh,
Thomas wide open with the midi, and that's just straight cash as he's got 9 points. Antonio Lewis is the only Lion with double digits right now, 11. Micah Clark, the only one for Nelson, with 16.
Freshman on.
And that time, spin move on the box. Jaden Williams going to get called for the foul. Micah Clark was getting ready to put him in the washing machine there.
Jaden Williams wasn't backing down. He don't back down for nobody. He's going to get called for the foul here. 2-possession lead right now for Langston.
Right. It is the largest margin of the game for either team with 5.
You'd love to keep it as long as possible.
Boyling comes out of the game, and now Ozavian Buford is back in the game right now. Now going back to work. Back in the hands right now. Steady. Iwize being guarded by Omar Henry. Iwize with the dump down. TJ Clark telegraphed it, stole it. Clark slows down and resets. Could have got the ball.
He's being in the way. He's in the passing lanes. You don't expect him to be there, but he's there. Got the steal. Great job.
His second steal of the game right now. Ball back in the hands of Thomas, who gives it up to Cave. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Lions are going to have to move almost under 10 to go.
Good job.
TJ Cave in the lane's going to lose it. Nelson ends up with it. Ball in the hands right now of Buford. Buford gets it in the hands of Clark. Clark rises and tries to shoot it in the eye of Orlando Thomas. The ball goes out of bounds. It will be Langston ball. Great challenge that time by Thomas. Couldn't believe that Clark tried to take that shot. He didn't have the angle on that one.
Micah Clark shooting air balls does not happen often. So when it does, we're kind of surprised.
Yeah, something had to happen. You know, we have to always ask that question.
And it was good defense there on that possession for Langston. I mean, here we are. How much time's left in this game?
So we're talking about just about 10 minutes left in the game overall.
I mean, they're at 39 points. Langston's defense is playing great basketball right now. They've got to continue. They could really help themselves out in certain situations offensively, but they're up 5. I mean, to be up 5 on Nelson is a good situation. They need to keep doing what they're doing, especially on the defense.
Here's a number. Lions are on an 11-2 run in the last 6 minutes and 57 seconds.
And that's why Nelson called a timeout.
Right.
Try and stop the bleeding.
And that's where it's standing at right now, as it is. In terms of total production right now, you have to be happy if you're Langston. Points in the paint, 16-14. You finally overcame that margin that you were down in the first half. And in the first half, they were -4. Now they're up +2 in that situation. Points off turnovers, well, heck, both teams are still sitting on basically almost one turnover than they were at the end of the first half. So both teams are playing better ball than was to be prescribed before. So this is about I make a shot, you miss a shot, I make a shot. It's about that type of a game when it is. It's back and forth. It's not just a defensive stop and stand here, but the game is being played at the pace Langston wants it to be at, and that stands out to me.
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. They are the aggressor. They are in control of the tempo right now. And they're forcing Nelson to play more Langston-style basketball. Now, the good thing for Nelson is they can win in different ways. They have before. Langston as well.
And the ball's knocked out of bounds. Good job by Hicks getting to the chest of TJ Cave, but TJ is able to maintain. Well, the ball was knocked out by Hicks. It's still going to be Langston ball just under the baseline.
The difference in this game is going to come down to 1 or 2 possessions. That's the margin of error. Okay, so
this is
you can't get in love. You can't fall in love for being up 5 here.
No, this is the intent, and they're going to call a 10-second call against Langston here because the ball was knocked out of bounds, so it's going to be a 10-second call, so Nelson ball. So as you said, a few turnovers here, a few turnovers there. That's the difference in the game. But this is Sooner Athletic Conference basketball. Both teams locked in. A game less than 5 points, tuck and go. That's why this is one of the elite conferences in the country, period.
In the nation, no question about it.
So going to work right now. Going to get the ball back in the hands of Micah Clark. Ball back in the hands of Buford. Over to Awize. Down low, going to Hicks. Hicks goes to the basket, can't get it to fall. Micah Clark touches the ball. And they're saying
not a goaltend?
Didn't give it a goaltend. They're going to say the basket is good, 41-44. But the ball looked like it was still on the cylinder.
Really close to goaltend.
Ball nearly knocked loose, and they're going to end up saying the ball's going to be.
No, he's replaying the goaltend. He's calling for a replay. Smart move by Chris Wright to only stop that. I know Coach Deal is freaking out right now because he wanted that bucket, or he wanted that steal, or he's giving the jump ball sign. But Chris Wright was trying to call for the replay well before that play just happened.
So we'll see here with the officials going on. Delton Deal, very emotional about it. He's talking about whether it's a jump ball situation.
Well, before the jump ball thing even occurred, he was calling for a replay, and they finally gave it to him.
So now we'll see what the officials choose to do.
That's got to be. I'd be willing to bet my vehicle on it. It was still in the cylinder. The ball was still on the rim.
So now
let's see.
Let's see. They're going to take a look at it at the replay, but it was going to be close regardless of how it goes, which is going to give me a little bit of time right here to talk about Luna for just a moment here. Langston University National Alumni Association, the official alumni organization of Langston University, sponsor of today's game, dedicated to strengthening alumni engagement, supporting student access or success, and preserving the proud legacy of this historic institution. Maurice Prince and Jay Swick on the call this afternoon. And some key dates to know, fans, if you're watching this game or listening online. watching online or listening on OKC Sports Radio, March the 2nd, the host sites will be announced. So that will announce whether Langston will have the first round NAIA games, and that is just an incredible environment. And if you could get that, you want that to be your launch to the national tournament. The selection show is March the 5th for NAIA, and then the first round games is March 13th and 14th overall. What a tremendous job overall for how that will go down, and it has to be a very exciting time for everybody, Swig.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be a great time. Absolutely.
So as it stands right now, overall, just trying to make sure some things are going well here.
Yeah, well, we got to make sure we're hydrated.
Yeah, we really do, because it has gotten kind of warm in the building again.
It is.
Now, but they're still reviewing the play down here, and the officials are now talking about it. Now Delton Deal is letting it be known about the jump ball situation. This is a crucial moment here. It's about 9:43 left to go in the game.
It's irrelevant. The jump ball situation is completely irrelevant.
So it still stays at 44-41, so the basket is good.
But Langston gets to keep possession. So, yeah, they're not going to call the goaltend, but Langston gets another shot at putting some more points on the board here.
Lead up by 3. Omar Henry.
Shoot that shot. Shoot that.
Going to hand the ball over to Antonio Lewis, who turns off the screen and fires. Shot no good. And that time, Trey Clark's going to get called for the foul, fouling Owize on that play.
I mean, I think back to that John Brown-Langston game just not long ago. Omar Henry in that game hit 2 threes wide open. I mean, if he wide open, I have no problem with him taking the shot. He didn't even think about it right there.
Ball in the hands of Hicks. Hicks drawing the attention of TJ Cave. Hicks gets it over to Clark. Clark on top to Buford. Owize gives it back to Hicks. Hicks goes down Main Street, clogged up in the lane, launching it and finishing at the rim with a tremendous job that time at the basket. Scoring at that time was Breon Williams.
I mean, if you got to score that way, then so be it, right? They made him earn it, and earn it they did. It's a 1-point difference here.
1-point game. TJ Clark into the lane. Gets it up to Omar Henry, who swings it back to Thomas with 10 seconds on the clock. In the lane, Thomas fires. Contact, shot no good. And that time Owize foul on the floor. They're going to call it on Thomas, who was on the floor. It was a completely intentional foul. He was on the floor. He thought he got fouled and knocked to the floor, and Owize steps on him, and he gets called for the foul.
I don't know how they didn't call a shooting foul on Nelson with Orlando Thomas going to the rim the way he did.
So Nelson has a chance to do something they have not done since the 15:56 mark of the second half here, which is take the lead on this possession. Ball nearly knocked away there by TJ Cave. TJ stepping out against Hicks. Now, ball in the hands of Owize being guarded by Omar Henry. Henry trying to knock the ball loose. Thomas going to get called for the foul as driving down goes Breon Williams and draws contact. So now it's team foul number 5 for Orlando Thomas. That is his second foul.
Nobody's in foul trouble for Langston, right?
No. Well, you got 3 players with 3 fouls. That's TJ Cave and Jaden Williams.
Okay.
And again, Trellin Green for Nelson has 4. Back rim shot there, no good that time by Williams. So
Jay Wilson coming in for Omar Henry. Jaden Williams coming in for Orlando Thomas.
So Jay Wilson with 6 points and 5 rebounds and a steal in this game. Williams back.
Missed both of them.
Missed both. But yeah, both shots back rim that one. So the Lions get a chance to extend their lead on this next possession here. Hicks trying to cover TJ Cave. Ball in the hands now, Jay Wilson above the circle. TJ Cave nearly lost it. He got it back, and now he's trying to get away from Hicks. Spin move, bumped, but he got the ball in the hands of Clark. 6 seconds on the clock, 4 seconds in the lane, 3 seconds. He doesn't have it. Does he know? And he's going to step out of bounds.
Credit Nelson for their defense. It got a little sloppy there. I think Langston was rushing offensively, when they really didn't have to. But Nelson was applying pressure. Give him credit.
Hicks gives it up to Micah Clark, who dives down, but is going to get called for the offensive foul on the play.
Charge taken by Jay Wilson. His feet was set. He was outside the circle. That is textbook basketball by Jay Wilson, making another play for his team, this time on the defensive side, and they get to keep their 1-point lead.
44-43 is what it is right now.
I'm telling you, Mo, it's going to be a one-possession difference, the winner of this game. One, maybe two possessions. No more than three.
So Michael Clark getting called for his first foul. What's at stake today? If Nelson wins, they are the outright champion and the #1 seed in the Sooner Athletic Conference tournament. However, if Langston wins today, they stake their claim as co-champions of the regular season of the Sooner Athletic Conference, and they will be #1 seed in the tournament due to head-to-head victories over Nelson.
And they would have beaten Nelson twice, which to me would be the tiebreaker. But we have different opinions between me, Jay Swick, and the Sooner Athletic Conference.
So now going to work right now, 7:31 to go in the game. Ball in the hands of Hicks. TJ Cave blocking it down. Ball back in the hands of Clark. Clark being covered by Thomas. Inlet pass, and at that time Jay Wilson's going to get called for the foul, team foul number 6. So there could be free throws coming in the near future as that foul's called against Jay Wilson.
Well, there will be free throws coming in the near future. It's just who's going to be shooting them and who's going to be committing the future fouls. Both teams are really aggressive. I mean,
Omar Henry comes back in along with Deuce Alexander. Also, you got Jaden Williams in the on the floor right now, who just made his return. He has 3 fouls. Omar Henry covering Awize. Bounce pass inside, trying to get it to Clark, and the ball goes out of bounds. Nice job by Thomas on denial. Micah Clark was not able to get his hands on it. Clark's been sitting at 18 points.
He's got 18 today?
Yes.
It's that's quiet 18. I know he's had different stretches where he would have some back-to-back buckets, but for the most part, I'll take it.
So ball in the hands of Alexander. Alexander gets across the timeline with just about 7 minutes to go in this game. Ball in the hands of Alexander. Alexander going. Swings it. Thomas, 3. Shot no good. Rebound, or going up for the rebound. Are they going to call a foul against Omar Henry?
I don't know.
So 1-1 coming on the other end.
I hated that call. I'm sorry. You're allowed to go up for a rebound. It wasn't an over the back. I don't know what he was seeing there.
So Omar asked the official, but again, he's going to send Awize to the free throw line. On today, Awize has 2 points, and this is his first opportunity at the free throw line right now.
Yeah, the crowd didn't like it. They're seeing what I'm seeing too.
In and out on that front end of the 1-and-1. Rebound pulled down right now by Antonio Lewis. Lewis trying to get across the timeline now.
Antonio would be somebody I lean on at this moment. I think he can create such a spark with the basketball.
He's bumped, driving to the lane, and will go to the free throw line shooting 2. And that's good that you mentioned that, simply because Antonio Lewis in the first half of the game has 8. He's only scored 3 points in the second half of this game. You need more from him and or Orlando Thomas to give yourself a little bit of breathing room. You got to put it in the hands of your scorers, something you said early on in this game that has to happen here.
Well, and I trust him. He has my trust. He has his teammates' trust, Coach Wright's trust. He's a clutch player. In big moments, I want to go to my big-time players, and Antonio Lewis is one of those people.
So Lewis now sitting in the game now with 12. And he knocks it down. 46-43, give the Lions a tad bit of breathing room. So Cave, Deuce, Henry, Williams, and Thomas on the floor. You've got Hicks, Awize, Boiling. Is that Williams on the floor going along with right now up on top, along with
Cave.
Buford.
Job, Cave.
Williams driving in the lane and almost get called for carrying the ball there. Jaden Williams with some spectacular defense, and they're going to call what are they calling here?
A timeout? No, they're calling a foul on Jaden Williams.
Jaden Williams getting his 4th foul. So shooting 2 on this play right now. So Breon Williams to the free throw line shooting 2. Williams in the game right now has not knocked down a free throw, 0-2. He's got 6 points in the game. Gets that one to fall. Shooters roll there. So Jaden Williams comes out of the game now with his 4th foul.
Yeah, Lewis was telling him, hey, go straight up. You didn't have to crowd him. Yeah, they're kind of, it's a teaching moment here for Jay Will. Missed it, but it was worth it foul, right? You come away with 1 shot, that was worth it foul.
So how it stands right now, 2-point game. Antonio Lewis comes across the timeline, getting the ball in the hands of TJ Cave, who hands it off to Thomas, who gives it back to Lewis. Lewis behind the back dribble.
Good screen.
Going downhill, a nice job of getting his hand in the cookie jar and knocking it loose. Breon Williams did that. Hicks with a beautiful pass to Breon Williams, cutting to the basket and scores, and we're all tied up at 46.
They don't stay down for long. That was well executed sequence there by Nelson.
5:43 to go in this regular season championship opportunity. Thomas's shot did not fall. He's going to throw it back out to TJ Cave over to Antonio Lewis. 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Great effort by Henry to get the ball.
Lewis drives, kiss off the glass, shot no good. TJ Cave, rebound, put back good. He found the loose change and made $1.
To go up 2, they needed it. They needed somebody to step up in that moment. Credit Omar Henry, TJ Cave, Lewis. It's a great team possession there.
That was a want-to possession. Whoever wanted it got that. Hicks in the lane, swings it back out. J.J. Boiling gives it up. 3-point shot by Buford, no good. Rebound by Thomas. That was one I was surprised J.J. passed up. Boiling did.
He's passed up some shots today.
He really has. He's only had 3 shots on goal today.
And that is a win in favor of Langston to keep his shot attempts low, because we know how deadly he is from beyond the arc.
Ball in the hand is Cave. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Puts him in the washing machine. Gets the ball to Omar Henry. He misses. Rebounds. Gets another opportunity. Misses the second attempt. Nelson has the ball.
Forget about it. Got to get back on defense. Forget about it. Let it go.
Ball in the hands of Hicks. 4:22 to go. Ball on the right wing. Lewis covering Hicks. Timeout called on the floor right now. Timeout, Nelson.
This is
exactly
what we advertised. You heard us talking about it pregame. We're not lying to you. These are the 2 best teams in the Sooner Athletic Conference. The Sooner Athletic Conference, one of the more highly respected basketball conferences in the nation. Nothing is easy. Nothing is given. Everything is earned, and that's what the winner of this game is going to do here tonight. And we're going to find out who the winner is over the course of the next 4 minutes and 16 seconds.
What an amazing feat, given how this game is played. The last one was a 5-point margin victory by Langston in that one, right? Am I right, or was it 6?
I think it was 6 points, which to me is 2 possessions.
Which is 2 possessions, right. But here's the thing about it, which makes no sense. How did Langston put together 4 wins in this series? I mean, what an amazing – Nelson is amazing. They really are. And here's the thing. They still lead the series by 2, but, man, how Langston's been able to string together 4 straight wins against this team has been amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing when you think about it, because each game is like its own movie, right? And
what a way to frame it. It's a blockbuster of the season.
It really is.
I don't care if this team plays in November. Sign me up. You know, those early October, November games, sign me up. And you talk about the games when you get them here and you get one at the end of the regular season. And here's the thing about it. These teams will likely meet in the Sooner Athletic Conference tournament no matter which way the outcome of this game will go.
Right. You know,
this is number 6 versus number 8 in the country. Nationally ranked teams going head-to-head right now. It's a 2-point game with 5 minutes left.
4 minutes and 16 seconds, but –
less than 5 minutes.
Less than 5.
All right.
And I keep specifying, though, there's only going to be a possession or 2 difference in the winner and loser of this game. And Coach Wright is talking to his team, hyping them up. Let's go. Who can execute better down the stretch?
So Cameron McCoy comes in on the bench off that last
They're
play.
going to call a foul on McCoy.
Is it on McCoy or is it going to be on Trey Clark?
It's on McCoy.
On McCoy. So team foul number 8, number 9. So Awize going to the free throw line. And as of right now, he is 0 for 1. So a chance to tie it with 4:07 to go right now.
So that's something that Nelson does have in their favor, is every foul that Langston commits for the rest of the game is going to result in free throws for Nelson.
48-47, a 1-point margin. Awize gets another opportunity right now. He fires, and he knocks down and goes 2 for 2 on that possession. And we're all tied up at 48.
Not a whole lot of pressing either by either team.
Ball in the hands now of Thomas.
You want to conserve your energy, I guess.
Thomas gets space, goes downhill, thought about it, throws it up, shot no good, rebound Michael Clark.
Yeah, I felt like that shot was a little bit rushed. He was a little bit indecisive on that.
So Trellin Green is back in the game. He has 4 fouls, so he's seen limited action in the second half of this game. Throws it back out. Michael Clark sets, loads, fires. 51-48.
When he gets his feet set, he's not pressured very much. He's going to knock down those shots. That's the type of player he is.
Thomas now with it. Lions need a response. Don't need a 3, just need a basket. Ball in the hands of TJ Cave. Cave at the elbow. Bounce pass inside to Cameron McCoy, who tries to finish underneath the goal and does.
Way to go, Cam McCoy, making a play when it matters.
51-50, McCoy now with 5 in the game.
Had to move around a little bit to get the shot off, but it worked.
Working the ball. Around the top of the perimeter goes Breon Williams. Now he gets the ball to Green. Green gets it down to Awize, who almost loses it. And then
that's
down low.
Oh,
the ball knocked out of bounds.
Trey Clark wants a review, but yeah, and I think that's what he's going to get. Review. Yeah, they're going to review that. That's awful close, Mo. I think it's going to be reversal. That's my guess. The naked eye, I thought it was off the fingertips of Nelson, but they're going to take a deeper look at it and decide after the replay.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Langston Basketball Homecoming, brought to you by Luna. Also sponsored by Blue Sky Bank, MJ Bell Bonds, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, and Guiding Right. Welcome back to CF Gales Fieldhouse. End of the regular season. Sooner Athletic Conference regular season title on the line. Number 1 seed on the line. Is it going to be a co-champion? Langston wants to stake their claim. They got 2 minutes and 45 seconds to do so. We have an official call here. The officials are talking with Chris Wright on the floor right now. And so now it looks like it will be. So
it's Nelson basketball. Yeah,
okay.
the replay did not work out in Langston's favor. So Nelson will have a 1-point lead and inbound the basketball from the baseline.
So J.J. Bowling going to go ahead and throw it in now. And watch the inbound play. Awize looking to try to come free, getting the ball in the hands now and running right into the chest of Breon Williams. Is going to put him on the free throw line right now. That is the 10th foul, so the double bonus. So Williams in today's game is, from the free throw line, is 1 of 4.
Yeah, Lewis got hit in the face in the process. So I don't know if he got hit in the eye or in the nose, but Jaden Williams is going to come in for him.
Lewis still
He's not somebody you want to lose down the stretch.
So Lewis is going to walk off on his own power, but he did take a shot in the eye.
Yeah,
as you
and
said.
he's frustrated. He had the foul, too.
So Breon Williams at the free throw line trying to extend the lead. 1 point advantage. Firing. And he knocking down the shot. 52-50. Can make it. Still going to be a one-possession game. Is it going to be a 2 or a 3 point lead? 2:44 to go. So the officials. All right. So are
I'm going to direct the sweeper guy to stand over there. Not in the viewpoint of the shooter.
and he knocks it down there. So 2 for 2 at the free throw line in the most crucial moment of the game. It's a 3-point advantage for Nelson. Here comes Langston across the timeline now. TJ Cave gets it in the hands of Orlando Thomas. TJ Cave back to Thomas. Thomas thought about rising to Henry. Henry up fakes in the lane himself. Goes in the lane a little bit out of control, but he might have been bailed out by a foul there called against Awize.
Yep.
So that is going to be team foul number 7. So the Lions will be in the bonus. But Omar Henry's got to knock down some crucial free throws here with the clock stopped to give yourself a chance to cut down the lead, make it, you know, a simple basket lead. So Henry.
Big moment here. Come on.
Concentrates, fires, knocks it down. Henry with 4 points in the game. He is now 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Henry back at the line again.
Lewis back in the game, too. It's important to say. Back in for Williams. Here we go, Henry.
Henry taking his time. And he knocks it down. Great free throw. Great poise at the line by Omar Henry. 1 point game. Here comes Nelson. Ball in the hands of Green. Green with the blow by, heading to the basket and scores.
It's good play. I mean, he found the crease in the wide open lane, took full advantage.
55-52 as it stands now. Green with his 9th point of the game. Lewis back over to Cave. Cave looking for his screen. To swing it over to Henry. Ball's deflected badly. And how Awize got the ball in his hands. Green again with the blow by against Cave, throws it up. Ball working around the perimeter now as Green comes back and gets it, swings it over to Clark. 97 seconds left. Green in the lane, contact foul, going to the free throw line. The lead is 3.
Micah Clark is going to the free throw line. I think, you know, when you get matched up on Cave, Clark is 6'7". You know, he's got the size advantage on TJ Cave, so I knew he was going to the rim as soon as he got that matchup. We'll see if he can earn it from the strike.
And the shot is good by Clark.
2-possession lead now.
That's big.
For Nelson with 1:33 up 4. He can make it 5 if he makes his second free throw. Okay, they had to eject a fan from the stands over on the student section, so that's what's happening right now.
So they kicked out a student on the sideline. There is Micah Clark at the free throw line. Knocks down the free throw, and it is a 5-point advantage right now. Ball in the hands of Alexander. Alexander across the timeline now. Langston needs a basket. Doesn't have to be a 3. Alexander over to Clark. Clark kicks it back down to Lewis. They lose it. Throwing the ball ahead. And Micah comes through and drops a hammer. It is now 59-52, 7-point advantage. Now the Lions are just going to have to go. Antonio Lewis tries to answer. Omar Henry with the rebound. Put back is good. That's what the Lions need. 1 minute to go.
Yep.
5-point advantage now.
Going to call a timeout.
Timeout called on the floor. You're going
to have to be creative, and you're going to have some hope in your heart that Nelson can miss some free throws because there's going to be some situations where Langston's going to have to foul to prevent time from ticking off the clock. But listen, crazier things have happened. It's a 5-point difference, a minute, exactly 60 seconds left. You just got to be creative. You got to be smart. And when your opportunity comes, you're going to have to hit shots.
No, without any question, that's exactly what you're going to have to do. But you got to take the best look, not just the first look, but the best look, because you need that shot to hit the bottom of the net so you can press them coming out, taking the ball from up underneath the goal. If you don't and they get to running again, now you're in the situation, as you just said, Swick, where you're fouling, trying to prevent time from coming off the clock. And you don't want to have the ball falling in the hands of J.J. Boiling. You're also talking about Micah Green is an 80% free throw shooter. Clark, you're talking about Owize is a 70% free throw shooter overall. So you got to start watching who you got on the floor at any given time that can really hurt you.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know, you can't become too choosy on who you want at the free throw line because you're limited with time. You know, yeah, ideally you definitely don't want Bowling in there, but, you know, shooting the shot. But I'd love to get a stop here some way, somehow.
Full court pressure guarding the inbound. What a great
job
by
Clark.
Trey Clark knocking the ball, the inbounder, knocking the inbound pass attempt out. So trying to find space, J.J. Boiling with the bounce pass. He has it back. Lions trying to cover. And going at the ball's top loose. Ball's rolling around. J.J. Boiling ends up with it. The only thing that's bad is they took it, and the ball's knocked out the heads of Michael Clark. Oh, my gosh. Omar Henry has it. He lost it, and they could have called a situation. Omar thought he lost it, and that time Antonio Lewis had to foul. Omar Henry thought he had released the ball and didn't want to get called for traveling, so the ball rolled loose, and Nelson ended up picking it up.
What a sequence. It's hard to describe with as much happened in a short amount of time. Missed opportunity by LU.
So the foul's going to be called against Lewis. Lewis just picked up his fourth.
You just got to hope that somehow Micah can, you know, at least miss one.
So they're saying Lewis? Okay, Jaden Williams is coming in for Antonio Lewis. Lewis just had, so there are 4 Langston players with 4 fouls. Lewis, Cave, and Jaden Williams. So I don't really know why Coach Wright would opt to take Lewis out, but he is out. Jaden Williams fully capable there. Micah Clark knocks down the free throw. The lead is up to 6, 40.8 seconds to go. Clark rises, fires, shot is good. He's got 27 on the night.
Need to score fast.
TJ Cave over to Trey Clark. Clark goes into the lane to the basket and scores on a layup. 61-56, 5-point margin. The Lions, Langston pressing, trying to get the ball. Inbound pass, nearly stolen. Throwing the ball ahead. Micah Clark comes in and dunks it again.
No bucket. No bucket. Is that a travel? Travel, yes it is. I was going to say, I've seen him call travel for doing just that. He never dribbled. He never put the ball on the floor. They want to review. You can review it all you want. We've seen it before.
So when it stands right now, 5-point margin, 28.8 seconds to go.
You need a bucket. Whether it's a 2 or 3, you need a bucket to make it a one-possession game.
And that time they're going to call an offensive foul against Orlando Thomas on the push-off against Traylon Green. That is Thomas's 3rd foul, but it's going to put him at the free throw line. Tough situation there. So it's
tough pill to swallow on that one.
Oh, they're not saying it's a foul. I'm sorry. It was traveling was the call. I stand corrected.
Well, that's better than a foul.
Yeah, because that would have put him at the free throw.
Still not a good situation.
Green, and then finally going to get fouled by Cave, who just fouled out. And now Green going to the free throw line. He hasn't been to the free throw line today right now. But Cave just picked up his fifth. So fires a free throw, and that shot is good. So out of the game goes TJ Cave, 62-56, 6-point advantage. So Jaden Williams is now in the game along with Orlando Thomas, Clark, Henry. The Lions had won 3 straight games coming into today. Nelson, Green knocked down the free throws. It's a 7-point advantage now. Thomas got to launch one. Trey Clark will do it. Fires a 3 from the wing. Shot no good. Rebound. And then hitting Jaden Williams hit the ground hard.
Oh, I don't know if that's a back. What hurts? It looked like he's in a lot of pain. He's a tough kid.
Took a So it looks like he's going to go to the free throw line, have to shoot 2. 18 seconds to go. Jaden Williams going to shake it off. The officials are given enough time to walk it off here. So
now, ideally, you'd like him to make the first one and then miss the second one and somehow get an offensive rebound here.
So Jaden Williams, Lions need points. He lines up and fires. Misses that one. Omar Henry with the rebound. Put back a tip, and Henry's going to be fouled. Only 2 seconds off the clock. Here comes Henry back at the free throw line. So team foul number 9. So that's the 5th personal foul that time against Awize.
So he's out of there.
So he's gone in this situation. And then coming into the game now, Jordan Jenkins is in the game. Breon Williams comes, takes it, and everybody's switching sides to get lined up. Jaden Williams and Trey Clark switch sides as well. 16.2 seconds to go. Henry needs to knock down some free throws. Knocks down the first one. 67-50, 63, 6-point lead.
You can't make it look intentional, but you'd love to see a missed free throw and an offensive rebound. But Omar Henry's the best rebounder on the floor right now for Langston. He's the one shooting the shot.
Henry lets it fly and knocks down both free throws, 58-63.
So you got to immediately foul here.
So into the
quickly
game,
as possible.
Ozavian Buford has now checked back in the game. Lions guarding the inbounder, getting the ball in the hands of Green. Green's going to be immediately fouled. Fouled by Alexander, so Green going back to the free throw line. 15.2 seconds to go. So barely a second off the clock. We've had about 3 points on the board, 2 points on the board, Swig, and less than about, I'd say almost 3 points on the board, less than the last 3 seconds.
If he misses, well, I mean, it's not going to matter the first one. You just got to hope he misses both of them, but you really want him to miss the, yeah.
So he knocks that one down. 58-64. Green. Spins it, shoots it, knocks it down. 58-65. Ball in the hands now of Thomas.
Need a 3 here.
Thomas rises, fires from the top of the key. Shot no good. Rebound by Micah Clark. And the Lions are going to foul with 6.6 seconds to go.
Yeah, I think that's going to be Jaden Williams' 5th foul. Yeah.
So he is now fouled out of the game. So Clark.
Well, I can tell you the score does not tell you the real story of how this game is played out.
So Cameron McCoy now comes in the game. 6.6 seconds to go. Steady dribble. Shot is up and misses that one. Clark does. He's got 27 points. He gets one more.
He's a big-time player. He's talented.
So one shot coming for Clark. And they knocks it down. as he lets it go. 66-58. 4 seconds. Thomas fires as time expires. And the 2026 Sooner Athletic Conference champions are the Nelson Lions. So they are the Sooner Athletic Conference champions. We said something had to give. So Langston's home winning streak, undefeated, comes to an end. Nelson College extends their road undefeated streak, which is one of the most improbable ones to maintain. But regardless of this, they are the outright Sooner Athletic Conference champions. Congratulations, Nelson. They will also be the number 1 seed in the Sooner Athletic Conference tournament. Langston will be the 2 seed. Now, the way these games played for both women and men, we're about to see a rematch at some points in time during the tournament.
I feel like we're going to see it very soon with the Sooner Athletic Conference tournament that's coming up. I think it's just written in the stars. And, you know, no matter who you root for, it's fun basketball to watch when you get 2 elite teams nationally playing each other at the level and the style that they play. It's a basketball fan's dream. And so, you know, if you're Nelson University fan, you're in a good way. You just won a conference championship. And if you're a Langston fan, you're disappointed. You're disappointed. You know, that's only the 3rd loss at home in Chris Wright's era. First loss at home this season. And so it's a bitter pill to swallow. You know, it's a bitter pill to swallow, especially losing to a rival school like Nelson. But you can't beat them forever. Didn't Langston beat them 4 times in a row going into this game?
Right.
I mean, at some point, it was going to happen. You just hated it, and it was today. But credit Nelson. You got to give credit where credit's deserved. They're a good basketball team, and they were able to weather the storm, and they, you know, made some really clutch plays down the stretch. Langston's got to be better about taking care of the basketball. 25 turnovers. That's not LU basketball that they're used to playing, and that is the biggest stat to me, and the biggest reason why.
The biggest reason why,
LU
because
wasn't able to get on top of this.
Nelson had 19 points off turnovers today, and that was a stat that Langston had owned. So at the end of the day, you know, you're talking about winning by your identity. This was an unconventional win, but yet a win. Nelson was able to play at their own game and eventually ended up winning it when it's all said and done. Looking at it, Micah Clark, tremendous game again, 28 points. He ended up having 7 rebounds and stealing a block in the game. But I'm going to say the unsung hero in this game, Trellin Green, because for Nelson, he got his fourth foul early in the second half and really didn't play limited minutes. But in the last 5 minutes of the game, he found a way to get going when it was all said and done, and it was tremendous how he was able to help springboard them into getting the win. If you're Langston on the other side of the ball, you have to look at it. Once again, you said, how did they shoot the ball? Langston shot the ball today, 20 of 54, 37%, only 1 player in double-digit scoring. And when I say Orlando Thomas didn't get to double-digit scoring, that's how difficult it was overall. 13 points from Antonio Lewis was the only one today, and that's how difficult overall it was, and you have to understand that. Nelson's rubbing this one in. They're loving this because they get to win on the road, and of course, getting a win, ending the 4-game losing streak against Langston, and then outright claiming the title, justifying everything that they have said this week, saying that they are the champs. They get to walk out with that on their chest and walk out with the plaque this week.
Right, and they're still undefeated on the road. That's a sign of a really, really good team. They're a well-coached team. These are the 2 best teams in the Sooner Athletic Conference, and you know, only one can win, and today it was Nelson University.
I want to interrupt you, but let's also point out one thing. It's number 6 versus number 8. This isn't an upset as much as it is as both teams had an identity. Langston beat Nelson earlier this year. Nelson responded and won in the second game. So, to me, these are both still 2 top 10 teams, and they don't deserve anything to get knocked out of this game.
100%.
So,
100%. If anything, this is really going to make the Sooner Athletic Conference tournament even more
compelling.
Yeah, more compelling and more interesting to watch. And it's in Oklahoma City at OCU. So, we'll see. We'll see.
Want to make sure we thank all our sponsors for tonight's game: Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, Guiding Right, MJ Bail Bonds, and Blue Sky Bank. Today's broadcast of Langston basketball was, of course, Langston basketball was brought to you, homecoming basketball was brought to you by Luna. And, of course, that is the Langston University National Alumni Association. We want to thank them for sponsoring it today. We're going to get out of here today. Langston Girls Sooner Athletic Conference regular season champs. They're cutting down the nets. You can witness that online right now. But the men fall a little bit short. But the conference tournament starts this coming Thursday. So what can you expect from that? Pure madness, as that likely the teams we saw today will likely be meeting in Oklahoma City this coming Sunday, Swig.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's going to be a battle once again, and a great way to prepare for the national tournament that's coming up in March. And, you know, the best is yet to come. We'll see what happens.
Congratulations to Delton Deal and, of course, Nelson College Lions, the 2026 regular season champions, beating Langston by the final score of 66-58. He's Jay Swick. I'm Maurice Prince. Enjoy the rest of your sports weekend. We'll be looking forward to bringing you more details and bringing you more basketball here on PPBC TV and, of course, airing live on OKC Sports Radio 105.3. Have a great night, everybody.